Hello everyone. Let us continue from where we ended, and today we will discuss about mainly uh, place value, rounding, ordering. So all those details will be covered today. All right. So without wasting time, let us begin. We have the question here. The question says. Andrew is training for a swimming competition. The table shows the number of lengths of the swimming pool that he swims during 1 week. The swimming pool has a length of 25 meters. Okay, you can underline this word over here. The swimming pool, the swimming pool has a length. This means one length. One length of a swimming pool equals to 25 meters. This point here is very, very important. See that? Okay, the swimming pool has a length of 25 meters. The question is, how far does Andrews swim this week? How far does Andrew swim this week? All right, now use estimation. Use estimation to check your answer. Okay, now this part here, we can remove this part. We can remove this part and talk about how far does Andrew swim this week. Okay, so what do we do? Let us find the total length, because we have the length which this person have done for swimming. We have Monday. On Monday, 62 lengths, and on Wednesday we have 78 lengths, and on Friday we have 56 lengths. Now the question is how far. That means how far. That means the question is talking about how many meters. How many meters this person has gone for swimming in 1 week. So here what we do, you can see that one length here. The swimming pool has a length of 25 meters. So one length equals to 25 meters. So what we do, we have to find total length. Okay, so total length will be 62 plus 78 plus 56. So the total length here, you can take your calculator and quickly do that. Okay, let me use my calculator over here. So do 62 plus 78 plus 56. You find that the total length is, so this is total length equals to 196. 196. Okay. Now the question is how far. We want to support the distance. Okay, remember the discussion. We said that one length equals to, here, the swimming pool has a length of 25 meters. Okay, so one length of the swimming pool equals to 25 meters. Okay, equals to 25 meters. Now, how about this total length? 196 lengths will be equal to how many distance or how many meters? So you cross multiply. So you do this number times 25 divide by this number. So you do 196 times 25 divide by 1. You take your calculator, you do 196 multiplied by 25. The answer you get, you divide by 1, you still get the same thing. 4900, that is meters. So we have 4900 meters. Okay, so how far, the question is, how far does Andres swim this week? Okay, so we say Andres swims 4900 meters in 1 week. So you end here. So that is the answer, the final answer. Okay, let us proceed with now the next part. The next part is talking about order of operations. Now, in case of order of operations, we have few tips here. So you can take your time and go through all these tips. But my concern is on these few abbreviations. One is bead mass, another one is board mass. Okay. These two terminologies, they simply mean the same thing. And I will be applying all these terms to answer the questions. When do we need bead mass and when do we need board mass? But in short, E stands for brackets, I stands for indices or powers, D stands for division, M stands for multiplication, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. The word board mass, BO, stands for brackets to be opened first. Brackets off, later division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay. Now, board mass, you have done this board mass most frequently in primary school, in your primary level. So I will be using bead mass. When do we use bead mass and when do we use board mass? Now let us start with this question. Work this out. We have got A. We have got A here. Now in this case, in this question, 4 plus 2 times 6, in this question, we have two operations. One is addition, another one is multiplication. Now when you look at both bead mass, and board mass, both suggest the same thing. You can see that bead mass suggests work out the brackets, but we don't have brackets. Work out the powers, but we don't have powers. Work out division, but we don't have division. Work out first the multiplication. Do we have multiplication? Yes. So first you multiply. So first you maintain 4 and positive sign, and then you multiply. 2 times 6, that is 12. So multiplication is done. Then you do addition. What is 4 plus 12? The answer is 16. So first you have to do multiplication before addition. So 4 plus 2 times 6, first multiply and later do addition. Okay, how about this one? Should we use bead mass or should we use board mass? Any of the two. Let us check. In the bead mass, we have brackets first. Do we have brackets? Yes, we have brackets. Now, can you work out the brackets? Very good. This will be 6 minus 2, 3 plus 9. So what we do here is you add 3 and 9 because these are the numbers which are inside the brackets. Now both bead mass and board mass suggest same thing, brackets. So you have to work out the brackets. So this will be 6 minus 2. Inside the brackets you do 3 plus 9, that is 12. So brackets is done. Now for bead mass, we have powers for I or indices. We don't have powers. We don't have powers. Okay, do we have division? In here, we don't have division. Do we have multiplication? Yes, we have indirect multiplication, and this is brackets. Can you see this? So this will mean 6 minus 2 times 12. This is what it means. When you see the brackets, it means 2 times 12. Now, what is 2 times 12? The answer is 24. Now this will be 6 minus 24. And what is 6 minus 24? This is a small number minus a big number. So the answer will be negative. But negative how much? The answer will be negative 18. Alright, now look at this question part C. You have 4 to the power of 2. Can you hear the way how it sounds? It is 4 to the power of 2. That means we are going to use BIDMAS, because BIDMAS is the one which has got I, and I stands for the power or indices. And this is the power which you have to work out. So 4 power 2. 4 power 2 means 4 times 4. Divide by 8. What is 4 times 4? 4 times 4 is 16. So you have to work out the power first before you think of dividing, because BIDMAS suggests brackets. We don't have brackets. I, powers. We have powers. So work out the power. After working out the power, then do division. We have a division? Yes. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 divided by 8. And what is 16 divided by 8? The answer is 2. Alright, now let us go to this question. Now this question is 29 minus 5 to the power of 2, bracket to the power of 3. Can you hear the way how it sounds? 5 to the power. That means we are going to use BIDMAS. We are going to use BIDMAS, because BIDMAS is the abbreviation which contains powers. So in this question here, you can see we have two things. We have brackets. At the same time, inside the brackets, we have a power. So inside the brackets, you have to work out the power. The power is 5 to the power of 2. In the brackets, we have 5 to the power of 2. What is 5 to the power of 2? Don't do 5 times 2. This is wrong. 5 to the power of 2 means 5 times 5. Means 5 times 5, and this equals to 25. So inside the bracket, you do 29 minus 5 to the power of 2 is 25. Close bracket. Now we are still inside the brackets where we have worked out the power using BIDMAS. B for brackets, I for powers. Now inside the brackets, you can see that we have subtraction. 29 minus 25. 29 minus 25, this equals to 4. So inside the brackets, we are done. But can you see something to the power of 3? So this becomes 4 to the power of 3. Where did I get 4? It is 29 minus 25. I get 4. Where did I get to the power of 3? It is here. This is to the power of 3. Now what is 4 to the power of 3? 4 to the power of 3 means 4 times 4 times 4. What is 4 times 4 times 4? The answer is 64. Refer to my previous video when I was teaching powers and roots. So many students here get confused when it is 4 to the power of 3. They do 4 times 3 and they get 12, which is a very wrong answer. So don't do that. 4 to the power of 3 is 4 times 4 times 4, and the answer is 64. I hope that helps. Now we have this question here, which is write the correct sign. Write the correct sign in the box here. Will you put equals to, or will you keep less than, or will you keep greater than? Now we need to work out. You have, if you look at this box, we have left hand side, and we have right hand side. Okay. All right, now let us proceed. Sorry, I took a pause. All right, now 46 minus 2. You see, you have, if you look at this box, you have left hand side of the box. I mean, you have left hand side to the box, and you have right hand side to the box. So in either sides, you can see you have some calculations which needs board mass or which needs bead mass. So either way. Okay, now let me start with the left hand side. Left hand side, we have 46. We have 46 minus 2, 3 plus 5. Then there is a box. Right hand side, we have 3, 4 square minus 5. Okay. Now, let me start with left hand side. Can you see that we have brackets? Now that suggests board mass. Why not bead mass? Because I do not have powers. So here I'm going to use board mass. Now some students can be confused. When do we need board mass? When we don't need board mass? We need board mass when we don't have powers. We don't have powers. But can you take a good look of the right hand side? On the right hand side, we have powers. We have powers, which will take need of bead mass, because there is a 4 power 2. So that will need bead mass, not board mass. B stands for brackets. I stands for powers or indices. Okay. Board mass on the left hand side. This will be 46 minus 2. 3 plus 5 is 8. Come on the right hand side. Do brackets, but inside the brackets we have powers. 4 to the power of 2. Remember what I said? 4 to the power of 2 is 4 times 4. Okay. Minus 5. Okay. On the left hand side we have 46 minus. Can you see this 2? Bracket 8. This suggests 2 times 8. And on the right hand side we have 3. 4 times 4, this is 16. Minus 5. You see? I'm doing two sides. Left, right. Left, right. Okay. Now, on the left hand side, you can see multiplication and subtraction. So we have to multiply before we subtract. So this will be 46 minus 2 times 8 is 16. Go to the right hand side. We have brackets. This will be 3. And then 16 minus 5. 16 minus 5. This will be 16 minus 5. This will be 11. Okay. Now, what is on the left? 46 minus 16. This will be 30. But when you check on the right hand side, we have 3 bracket 11. This means 3 times 11. This is what it means. On the left you have 30, but on the right hand side you have 3 times 11, which is 33. Now, we are supposed to keep either is equal to, or less than, or greater than. Will you say that 30 equals to 33? The answer is no. Now, will you say that 30 is greater than 33? The answer is no. What will you say? You're going to say 30 is less than 33. That is your final answer. So the symbol which you'll be putting over here after all that calculations is this left hand side it is less than that right hand side. See that? Cool, yeah? Good. Now, let us do this side here. I mean, this question. This is part F. Part F is, you can see a box somewhere here. Now, you already got a concept. How do we proceed from here? But just to highlight this, you have left-hand side of the box, and you have right-hand side of the box. Now, what do we do? If you look at the left-hand side, we have the power. We have the bracket and power 2. That will mean bead mass and not board mass. If you look at the right-hand side, we have a power 2. We have 5 to the power of 2. So there we will need bead mass. I hope that is clear. Now, how do we move from here? You simplify the left-hand side, and then you simplify the right-hand side. So you go simultaneously. Now, on the left-hand side, we have brackets 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 is 8. But there is power 2. There is power 2. A box. Then on the right-hand side, we have a power, bead mass. Think of power. Because on the right-hand side, we don't have brackets. We don't have brackets. Instead, we have indices for I, which means power. So work out the power. 5 to the power of 2. Remember what I said? 5 to the power of 2 is 5 times 5, which is 25. Then you write 72 over 2. On the left-hand side, we have a power, 8 to the power of 2, which is 8 times 8, that is 64. On the right-hand side, we have 25. Now, can you notice that we have division? So before adding, you have to divide. And what is 72 divided by 2? The answer is 36. Now here will be 64, put a box, 25 plus 36, this will be 61. Now will you say, now I'm trying to draw out the conclusion using the symbols which say write the correct side. Now will you say that 64 equals to 61? The answer is no, you can't say that. Now will you say 64 is less than 61? The answer is no, you can't say that. But instead you will say 64 is greater than 61. And here the symbol which you're going to keep will be it's greater than. I hope now you have got an idea of what we mean by what we mean by board mass and what we mean by bead mass. So I hope you will not get confused. Okay, now the question here is work out if the answers to these calculations are right or wrong. If the answer is wrong, work out the correct answer. So with what I have just talked to you about the board mass, about the bead mass, so I guess now I can ask you to simply try that. And also try these questions, all these questions. Try them. If you fail to get correct answers, please drop me a message. All right, now this page is all about mixed questions. Mixed questions, definitely. Mixed questions. This is talking about questions from past paper, Cambridge exams, and Cambridge exams. This is where I get the questions for mixed questions. Now, in secondary one, the Cambridge exams are known as checkpoints according to our syllabus, checkpoint exams, which are usually done in April of every year. So next year, inshallah, we are going to have these checkpoint exams for the current Form 2s. Right, now, let's see how do we do this question. Work out this. This I already told you, so you can try that. 12.7, I mean 12.7 times 0.3, we have discussed this. Okay, now how about this question over here? Now this question here is a little bit technical because it is addition and it is multiplication. Now this is where majority of students get confused. They forget the so-called bead mass and they forget the so-called board mass. Now, do we need bead mass in here? The answer is no, because B stands for brackets, but I stands for the power. I don't have any number which is written in a form of a power, so I don't need bead mass. Rather, I need board mass. Okay. Now, using board mass, do we have brackets? No, we don't have brackets to be opened. Do we have division? No, we don't have division. Do we have multiplication? Yes, we do. So here, you first multiply. So you ignore the decimal point and then do 25 times 4. What is 25 times 4? Let us see. 5 times 4 is 20, carry 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Add that is 100. Now remember this is 2.5. It is one decimal place. So count one number from here. You get 10. Cancel that. So this will be 2.8 plus 10.0. You can leave it or you can cancel that 0. Now 2.8 plus 10.0, you do arrangement of numbers vertically. 2.8, 10.0, then add vertically. This will be 8 decimal point, this will be 2, this will be 1. The answer is 12.8. So here the answer is 12.8. Now, here, this question is looking to be complicated, but seems to be simple. Majority of students here will not take advantage of 35. Can you see a number 35 has been repeated? Can you see that? Now, majority of students in doing this question will waste time taking 27 times 35. They do all this long division, long multiplication, they do blah blah, yeah, they get a long answer, they waste a lot of time, and they again do this one, 73 times 35, do blah blah blah, do a lot of calculations in very complex questions, and then finish that, then take this answer over here, add to this answer over here, which will be a correct approach. But this is an exam. We are trying to check how to save time. Now, how do we save time when we are doing exam? Can you notice that the number 35 has been repeated? So this number which has been repeated, take it outside, then create brackets. Now inside the brackets will be recorded 27, will be recorded addition, and will be recorded 73. Can you see that? I guess I'm clear to that. 35 is repeated. Take it outside the brackets, and then inside the brackets will be 27 plus 73. Same story. Now remember what I have just explained you, the so-called board mass? That do you have brackets to be opened? Yes, of course, we have brackets to be opened. And that is 27 plus 73. 27 plus 73 will be equal to 0, carry 1. This will be 9. This will be 100. So here will be 35, but inside the brackets will be 100. But remember what I said? This is the same as 35 times 100. And remember what I said? 35 times 100, you just put digits next to each other, like so, and this is the final answer. So that is to say, 27 times 35 plus 73 times 35, the answer is 35,000. And you can even use a calculator to figure out this, and guarantee I'm telling you, this will be the answer. Good, I hope that helps. Let us try to do some stuff quickly. Okay, this is another question. How much time has gone? 30 minutes have gone. Okay, it's okay, we still have time. Okay, choose either multiplication or division to make each calculation correct. Okay, it's easy. You play with numbers here. It's easy. You play with numbers. Let me show you how easy is easy. Okay, the question, choose either multiplication, or if not multiplication, automatically will be division. Now, to do this question, I prefer checking out one sign. If this sign fails, automatically it is that sign. I don't have to check that. Automatically it is division. Now let me check with division. Let us start with, is it multiplication? So do 14 times 0.2 and see if you'll be getting 70. What did I say? 14 times, ignore the decimal point, times 2. Can you see that 14 times 2 is 28? But can you see this number? It's 70. And here we have one decimal place. So one decimal place suggests 2.8. But can you see that the answer should be equal to 70? So because I have two signs, automatically, if multiplication fails, automatically division will work. Should I check for it? I don't know, but automatically that will be an answer. When one sign fails, the other one will be the correct answer. Should I check it? No, I don't have to check. Again, let me start with the multiplication. Do 16 multiplied by 12, multiplied by 1.25. Do I get 20? I don't know. Let me check. So ignore the decimal point, and the number becomes 125 multiplied by 16. Do it mentally. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry 3. 6 times 2 is 12. Add 3, 15. 6, carry 1 here. 6 times 1 is 6. Add 1, 7. Okay? So 30, 12, 15. Okay. 1 times 5 is 5. This is 2. This is 1. Add that. 0, 0, carry 1. This is 0, 10, carry 1. This is 9, 10. This is 2. How many decimal places? 2 decimal places. So count 2 numbers. 1, 2. The answer is 20. Now 20.00, remember the theory? If you have the decimal point, and you have some zeros on the right of the decimal point, these zeros may be cancelled and the answer becomes 20. Do I have 20? Yes, of course. So the sign will be multiplication. Okay. Do you want to try this? Okay, let me do it for the last time. Then I guess you'll be trying this one. 20 times. Okay. Will you multiply? I don't know. Let me check. How do we check? It's simple. What we do is 20 multiplied by 0.5 and see if you'll be getting 10. So ignore the decimal point. This will be 20 multiplied by 5. What is 20 multiplied by 5? The answer is 100. How many decimal places do you have here? You have 1 decimal place. So count 1 decimal place over here. This becomes 10.0. Do you remember the theory of decimal? Do you remember the theory of decimal numbers? Okay. The 0 on the right hand side can be cancelled, leaving the answer 10. And these numbers are the same, so multiplication fits in there. Can you please try this? Yes, now try that. Okay. All right, so we have this question here. Calculate the value of calculate the value of 2 plus 8, 40 minus 5. Okay, this we have discussed. And this question, we need board mass. Can you tell me why we don't need? Can you tell me why we don't need bead mass? We don't need bead mass because this calculation over here for bead mass to qualify, the calculation should contain powers. But if I look at this calculation has no powers. So bead mass will not qualify. Now, how do we use board mass? Board mass suggests bracket to be opened. Do we have brackets? Yes, of course, we have brackets. So do 40 minus 5. This will be 2 plus 8. In bracket will be 40 minus 5. That is 35. Now remember what I said, between 8 and bracket, we have multiplication sign. So this calculation continues to 2 plus 8 times 35. Now after putting brackets off, check. Do we have division? No, we don't have division. Do we have multiplication? Yes, of course, we have multiplication. So do 35 multiplied by 8. What do you get? What do you get? This will be 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry 4. 8 and 3 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. So this will be 2 plus 280. 2 plus 280, the answer will be 282. That is the final answer. All right, we have this other question. Another question is here. The population of a city is 24,000. The population of the city is 248,675. It doesn't matter anyway. You can just look at the digits and conclude. Now round the population to the nearest thousand. So we have the number 248, 675. We have this number. Now we want to make it to the nearest thousand. Okay. This is ones, tens, hundreds. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So thousands is somewhere here. Nearest thousands. Ones, hundreds, thousands. So here we are going so far. I repeat, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Yes, we were correct. Now check to this next digit. We have 6. Now 6 is bigger than 5. You add 1 over here. This will be 9, 4, 2. Okay, what happens on 6, 7, and 5? These 6 becomes 6 turns into 0, 7 turns into 0, 5 turns into 0. This is the final answer. Okay, now what we are going to do over here is another question. This question says the city covers an area. The city covers an area of 52.747. The city covers an area of 52.787 square kilometers. Around this area to only one decimal place. Okay, this now you are lucky. Decimal places, even the calculator can help you get decimal place. What we do? Let me show this using first a calculator. If you have got a calculator on the table, what you do, you can use a calculator to round off this number correct to the required number of decimal places. What you have to do first is to clear your calculator. Make sure that you clear your calculator and you're good to go. Now, to round this number correct to one decimal place, what we do, we type this number on your calculator, 52.747. Can you see that? And hit is equal to, and the number will be displayed on the screen for the second time. This shows that your calculator has entered the number in its memory. All right. Now, when you go to the fixed option, choose the fixed option. The calculator will ask you, do you want to round your number to how many decimal places? So if you need 1 decimal place, you press the button 1. If you need 2 decimal places, you press button 2. If you need 3 decimal places, you press button 3, and so on and so on. What if you need no decimal place? No decimal place, that means you need the nearest whole number. So to the nearest whole number, you press 0. To 1 decimal place, you press button 1. Now, when you press button 1, automatically the calculator will give you the answer, which is rounded to 1 decimal place. And the answer is 52.7. So here, you write, this is equal to 52.7. Okay. Now, suppose you don't have a calculator, and this question has come on your paper. Without using a calculator, you do 52.747, and then you check where is the first decimal place. So the first decimal place, you keep a border. 7 is your first decimal place. So check on your right. There is 4. 4 is not bigger than 5. So you will be adding 0 here. 52.7 is your answer. Now, so many students here get confused between decimal places and significant figures and other forms of rounding. With respect to decimal places, the remaining digits 4 and 7, these remaining digits are cancelled out, are ignored. Ignore those. Ignore 4 and ignore 7. In other words, the remaining other digits are ignored, and this becomes the final answer, which is the same as this answer of the calculator. All right, I hope that helps. Let us carry on. Okay, we have this question here. Here are 4 lengths. We have 4 lengths over here. We have one length which is in a kilometer, another length is in a meter, another length is in centimeter, another length is in a millimeter. Now the question says, put them in order from smallest to the largest. Now here we can't put them in order unless or until we have converted these units, kilometer, meters, centimeter, millimeters. We have to make them into same units. The units, these millimeters, these centimeters, this meter, kilometers, should all sound the same. Now, after making them same units, we can now put them in order of size from smallest until the largest. Okay. Now, how do we do this? I prefer changing the bigger unit into smaller unit. The smallest unit here is millimeter. So I will be changing kilometer into millimeter. I'll be changing meter into millimeter. I'll be changing centimeter into millimeter. How do we do that? We know from King Henry daughter blah blah that 1 kilometer equals to 1 million millimeter. Now how about 0.075 kilometer equals to how much? You cross multiply this number times all of this million divided by 1. So to multiply 0.075 times 1 million, what you simply do is put the numbers, put the digits next to each other like so. Can you see that? Then count how many decimal places. There are 1, 2, 3 decimal places. So count 3 numbers. 1, 2, 3. Put a decimal point. Cancel these zeros, and you can also cancel these 2 zeros. So the answer is 750. 1, 2. See that? So this is equivalent to 75000. But this is millimeter. You understood that? Alright. Now, can you try changing 7.6 meter into millimeter? Yes, of course. But you can pause the video before I wrap, and then you do some copy. From King Henry daughter, we know that 1 meter equals to 1000 millimeter. How about 7.6 meter will be equal to how many millimeters? Cross multiply. You do 7.6 times 1000, and this, for multiplication, we put digits next to each other. So we have 1 decimal place here. Count 1 number from the right. This becomes 7600 points. So this you can cancel, and this becomes 7600. These are no longer meters. These are millimeters. I hope that helps. Then the last part is changing centimeters into millimeters. From King Henry daughter blah blah, we know that 1 centimeter equals to 10 millimeter. How about 77 centimeters will be equal to how many millimeters? Cross multiply. This will be 77 multiplied by 10. Put the digits next to each other. You get 770. That is 770. These are millimeters. You can pause the video and take notes. Alright. How about this number? Remember, we are changing the units into millimeters. So these, because these are already millimeters, we are not changing them. These remain the same. Now, to compare which one is the smallest and which one is the largest, we will be looking at these same units. Okay. What is the smallest? The smallest of all, I'll be looking here. We have 75,000, we have 7,600, 770, and you have 780. So the smallest is this one here. But can you notice that 770 millimeter is not there? What we have in a list originally is what we keep. So the smallest is 77 centimeter. Majority of students copy this number. No, this number was here to help you to know that 77 centimeter is the smallest. The next smallest, 770, will be 780, will be 780. Now, can you note that this number is the same as this? So, either way, so 78 millimeters. So this 770, this is taken, this is taken. The next smallest will be 75,000, 7,000. Okay, this will be the next smallest, but this is there to help you put the numbers in order. So we write 7.6. This was the number. We write the numbers which was given in the question. 7.6 meter. And of course, if this is taken and this is taken and this is taken, obviously this will be the largest. But we don't put this. We put the number given in the question, which is 0.075 kilometer. Alright, students, until next time, bye-bye for now. I'll be back later after a couple of minutes. But for now, let us stop here. Bye. Thank you very much.